Welcome to how to make caramelized, Tartine style caramelized cheese and onion bread. Before I started the video, I've already mixed together the flour and the water and autolyzed it for a couple of hours. So I'm pretty sure it will be a really good active starter. So we'll put it in here and then we will mix it in to the dough. So I want to make sure I can incorporate all of the sourdough starter into the dough. So I will start to dimple it in and cut it through and just try to thoroughly mix it as much as possible. And then I will let it rest before I add the salt for about 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes now, and so it's time to start putting the rest of the ingredients in here. Like I said earlier, I'm going to start with the caramelized, put into the caramelized onions into the bread, and then to mix them in well. Taking a little bit of water, getting in here, just mixing the onions around. They get incorporated in the dough. I can just put the salt in and work it into the dough as it exists right now. Comes the cheese. There we go. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just making this up as I go along. Here we go. Let this sit for a while. Maybe on the first stretch and fold, I'll take it out and actually incorporate a little more flour into it. That's it for now. So it's time for the first stretch and fold, and so I said I might check and see how the moisture level was. It feels pretty moist. So I'm going to take it out of the tub here, and I'm going to work a little bit of flour into this because I don't feel like it hasn't gotten enough. It's just a little too wet. So we'll put that flour in there. I'm going to use a little dough scraper and just kind of work this in a little bit. Okay, so I worked some flour into this. It's just way better. It's still wet, but it's more workable now. So I'm going to put it back in here, and then I will go resume my stretch and folds in another half an hour. It's time to do another stretch and fold. Before I do that, I want to tell you a couple things to think about. First of all, the first step we did was we mixed the water with the flour and we let it sit for a couple of hours. That's called an autolyze. It helps to start to develop the gluten. Now we're in the step of doing what are called stretch and folds, where we try to even develop the gluten more. So we're in our second set right now. I like to wet my hand a little bit. I reach into the dough, I pull it up, and I stretch it as much as I can without tearing it, and then I drop it back down, and I rotate my bowl or my tub, and I do it a second time, and then I do it a third time, and I do it a fourth time, and already I can feel the dough getting better. So that's the second stretch and fold. Now the dough feels really good. It's very stretchable. We've already turned it a few times. This will be one more time, and we're just getting a really nice dough built up now. You'll have to still rise. It's going to have to rise for several more hours. But it's just turned into a really nice dough. It's been really fun to work with. It's certainly getting lots of gluten built up. Should be good. It's now several hours later. The bread has risen. I wanted to make sure that it's not underproofed or overproofed, so you can put your finger into the bread and with a little bit of flour on the end of it, and you poke your finger down and see if it doesn't pop up immediately. That means at least it's not underproofed, and then if it starts to gradually come up as it is right now, it means it's about proofed correctly. It's also wiggly and it's puffy on the top, so it's ready to be made into loaves soon. So the first step is to get the dough out onto the bench and have it go through a bench rest. There we go. Looks good. Now the next step is to divide the dough in two. I usually use this little divider here. Put a little bit of flour along the middle where I'm going to divide it. And just kind of separate it into two pieces like this. About 20 minutes. So here's a little towel right here. Just cover the bread and let it bench rest. Now it's going to be time to shape my bread into, one will be in a boule and the other one's going to be in a batard. So I'll start with the boule first. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on the top, which is then going to get flipped over. This will get flipped over upside down like that, and it's flattened out a bit, and then we're just going to pull it all into the middle like this. Bring all the flour edges in like this, and we'll turn it over and we'll start making it into a really nice round shape. And then we pull it towards us to get some tension on the boule. I'm going to let it sit for a second, and then I'm going to let it relax a bit. I'll do a second time in a little while. Flipped over onto the floured side under. So I can flip over like that. And this one we're going to make into a longer shape. So we're going to kind of get it out like that. Like that, try not to lose too much of the gas. Bring this into the middle. Bring this into the middle. Bring this over the top like that. And again, you're going to put this into a nice tight shape like that. That will be a batard shape right there. Into I'm going to flour the top of it because this will become the bottom, and we can make sure it doesn't stick too much. So we flour it. We're going to turn this over like that, and then probably gather it together again and get even a little more tension on the bread. There we go, and that we'll put in the refrigerator. This one we're going to tighten up the part a little more. Like that. See, it's getting tenser. And we'll put a little bit of flour on the top of this one as well. Spread it out because it's going to go into the banneton and we don't want it to stick. And we turn it over as well. Like that. And I'm going to gather that one together too, because it needs to have more tension, I can tell. Okay, and then these are going to go in the refrigerator overnight, and I'll bake them tomorrow. Well, welcome back. It's the next morning, and I just took my bannetons out of the refrigerator, and I'm getting ready to put them in the oven. So the first thing you want to make sure the bread's loose in the banneton, you turn it over, and then you want to score it. So there it's sitting on there. Take a little lime and make a score along the length of it like that. Nice and deep, so it'll expand. And then this goes into the hot clay baker. Like that. it's time to check the temperature. I want it somewhere between 195 and 205. So I use my little thermometer here, and I put it in here, and I measure the temperature, and it is 202. So I'd say that is good to go. So I've made 2 loaves of caramelized cheese and onion bread, and we'll let them cool down, and then we'll cut them open. Just cut into one piece of it, like that. And we can take a good look at it, and I'll bring the camera up and you can take a look. Here you can see the caramelized onion and cheese bread with the little empty little pockets where the cheese is kind of melted. It's going to be delicious, and you can see little pieces of onion in there too. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you make some of this. Take this one out. Oh, it's never happened to me before. It's stuck. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Turn off the video.
Turn off the video. So much for this video.
Outtakes, Bob.
I know, this will be great.